How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Wednesday here on the show, and you know what that means? We got a lot to talk about. 3-hour block of AEW Dynamite coming up tonight. Boston, Massachusetts. And we've actually got 8 segments for the show already. So we're going to talk about everything announced for the show tonight. It's 2 hours of Dynamite, 1 hour of Collision. The second hour of Collision, of course, airs before the Full Gear pay-per-view, which is coming up this Saturday from Newark, New Jersey. So we'll get into all of that here today, as well as a lot of notes on Tony Khan's interview with Ariel Helwani yesterday. Actually talked about a lot of stuff, which he doesn't always do, but he did. So we'll tell you some of the highlights from that interview. Last night was NXT. First night of Gold Rush. I don't like this show. So we'll talk about it a little bit later on. It was just depressing as usual. Eddie Guerrero Day, celebrated in El Paso, Texas. We'll tell you about that. We've also got a bunch of other news on Samoa Joe's, the television show that he's been working on. Twisted Metal has been renewed for another season. We've got Raw notes from Monday night. That angle that they did involving Cam. I'm not even going to try. I'm not an NFL fan, but there was a lot of heat. What's going on here? Do people not know what's up? We'll tell you about that. Plus, the Last Time Is Now tournament, the Raw rating for Week 1. This is not the Raw number for this past Monday show with John Cena. But, man, I can tell you, that show is going to do a big number. We'll know that one next week. Also got some CML and AAA notes. We got the NXT TV review and plenty more. Lance Storm will join us here today. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. F4WOnline@gmail.com. F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez, X and Blue Sky. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. What was up with this week? Everyone thinking Monday was Tuesday.
Well, that was just
Everyone?
you, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it happened, it was like I got all these people that were messaging me going, my God, I thought it was Tuesday too today. It was like something happened with like the moon or something, and it caused everybody to think that Monday was Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, God, am I losing it?
Yes.
Have you ever lost something and gave up all hope before finding it in an obvious place?
Yeah, my mind. I went to go make her the quesadilla, and I opened up the pantry, and there's no tortillas. I looked down on the ground, and there's the package that they used to be in, but there's no tortillas. So I call Hanale over, and she says, well, I didn't know how to close the bag.
Uh-oh.
So I put them all in a box of light bulbs. I said, why did you put them in a box with light bulbs? Swear to God, she goes, if that box is good enough for light bulbs, it's good enough for tortillas. And I said, no, that's not worse. I open the box, these tortillas are hard as a rock.
She is so your daughter.
Crumbling to dust.
It's insane.
God.
I lost my wallet at the Alamo Dome. The next day, I got a call from an usher that he found it. When I met up with him, everything was still in it. He refused to accept any money from me.
Wow.
Wow. I once lost my wallet in El Segundo.
Lantian says Big Dave's sanity.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he found it then. It's right there. It's never lost.
99% of the time, no matter where I park, I always know exactly where it is. But there's always that 1% of the time where is my car?
Dude.
And it's like in a bizarre place. Like, what was going on? All right, Granny, what do we got?
We need to buy you a machine that you speak into, and it converts your voice into text.
Oh, my God.
So you don't have to write it down anymore.
Absolutely not.
And then I think even better, we put that text into a text-to-voice app and have it read her.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. Stacy Keebler, her and Tori had a eggnog fight. Just a minute here.
Okay.
Looks my page.
Then he
I
looks
decided
completely depressed over there.
Take something from down below.
Mind your own business.
They're like,
Ray Kinsella builds a baseball field
Field
on
of
his
Dreams. Kevin Costner.
Baseball.
James Earl Jones.
If you build it, they will come.
Iowa.
Oh, all right.
You didn't let me finish the question, Brian.
No, she's right.
Oh, she yells at me. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today. Working on getting the... wow. Working on getting the YouTube video link up. It appears to not be up right now, but hopefully we're getting going on that, right? We got a lot to get into here today. So, Lance, what's going on?
Having a busy life. I have a wife who fell and broke her tailbone, and Max is having post-knee surgery complications, and I'm a permanent nurse at home now.
Good Lord. And you still watched NXT?
I watched NXT. I watched TNA's Turning Point from the weekend, and I'm keeping busy.
All right. YouTube is up, everybody. You're all good to go, so head over there if you want to be crazy. Anyway, was NXT better or worse than everything else going on at home?
It was certainly less problematic than a wife with a broken tailbone and a dog with a Paul Orndorff-like leg.
I guess so. I did not like that show, as we'll get into later.
I like the venue.
I don't want to talk about it yet, though. Well, tonight is the 3-hour block of Dynamite and Collision. And it's funny because whenever we have the 3-hour block, he announces 50 matches. But if it's only Dynamite, sometimes it takes forever to get anything. So we've already got 8 things announced for the 3 hours here tonight. We have got a Ricochet and Bobby Lashley match. Ricochet versus Bobby Lashley. We've also got Hangman Page versus Shibata. Double Jeopardy Okada and Mascara Dorada. And the gimmick is that if Okada wins the match, he'll get a shot at Dorada's Trios titles. And if Dorada wins, he will get a shot at Okada's, whatever the heck he's got, unified title. We've also got the Women's Tag Team Tournament quarterfinal matches. Tony and Mina versus Riho and Alex Windsor. And Mercedes Moné and Red Velvet. We have got, that's the first one. And then we've got Ty J versus Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. Did I just mess that whole thing up?
Yeah, you
yes.
did.
Okay. Somehow these got put in a weird order.
The Mercedes match is a unification match.
Golly, this Jiminy Christmas. Let's see how many title matches we have on this show. We have a match for the national title. We have a match for the number 1 spot in the national title. We have 2 matches for the women's tag titles. We have a match for the ROH women's interim television title. And we have a match with a unified title shot on the line and also a CMLL Trios title shot on the line. Have I ever mentioned we got too many belts?
May have come up once or twice.
Let's try this again.
Do the CMLL Trios titles are not even the Ring of Honor or the AEW ones?
No.
Good gravy.
If Mascara Dorada wins or loses, Okada gets a shot at his CMLL Trios titles. So.
And he'll just pick partners, I assume?
He'll have to pick 2 partners, yes. So let's try that again. Hangman and Shibata is for nothing. Although Hangman is the AEW champion. It's not a title match. Okada...
Is it an eliminator?
Well, I presume if Shibata wins, he would get a shot, but I don't know if it's officially an eliminator. Okada and Mascara Dorada. If Okada wins, he gets a shot at Dorada's CMLL Trios titles. If Dorada wins, he gets a shot at Okada's unified titles, which are 2 belts represented by a 3rd belt. Got it? Then we have the women's tag title tournament quarterfinals. Tony and Mina versus Riho and Windsor. And also Ty J versus Megan Bayne and Marina. Then we have the Ring of Honor women's television title versus Ring of Honor interim women's television title. Unification match for 2 belts, Mercedes Moné and Red Velvet.
And if Mercedes wins, she may have 14 or 15 titles.
I think it'll be 14 at this point. Kenny Omega appearance. Bobby Lashley and Ricochet. The winner gets the number 1 spot in the national title Casino Gauntlet match at Full Gear. The winner ends up with the national title. And then for the number 2 spot in the gauntlet, it is Mike Bailey versus Shelton Benjamin for the national title Casino Gauntlet qualifier. Anyway, got it?
And the Casino Gauntlet's just the first time there's a finish, whether anyone's been
Yes.
added? Okay.
Yes. Men will just keep coming out until somebody gets a pin. At random interviews, intervals, whatever Tony decides in storyline, which is whatever Tony decides also in real life. Okay. Glad we got that out of the way. So that's tonight. And Tony Khan yesterday was on Ariel Helwani's show. And, he doesn't always have a lot to say, but he ended up having a decent amount to say here. Talked about Will Ospreay. He said that Ospreay had been battling his neck injury for almost 10 months, kept it private, announced it after All In, needed surgery, extended time off, and Tony said Will Ospreay is going to be back with AEW, I think, hopefully earlier next year. I can't say exactly when, but it'll be next year, and I hope it'll be in the first half of the year. So he got surgery in, I think, October. We'll see. We'll see.
8 months would get him still in the first half of the year.
Yeah. I just remember when Ospreay did that tweet and everybody thought he was going to be back like in January or something like that. He actually is not going to be back for a long time. And I don't know when. I don't think he knows when. I don't think anybody knows when. But it's certainly not going to be back. He's not going to be back soon. So, all the best.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he will wrestle again. Also, he was asked about Adam Cole, and he said that, quote, I think it would have to be the right situation for Adam to wrestle again. I think it's at least possible we would keep Adam as part of the family. I want to get to where he feels good about traveling and doing things every week again. I've been open with him that when he's ready, there's always a role in AEW for him. So for those of you that don't recall, he suffered yet another concussion, and it's not great. He's still having a lot of problems, and as you can hear from the interview here, I mean, he's still not flying, which is bad. And the day that it happened, Adam Cole was considering going out and just retiring. And he was essentially talked out of it because you just never know. But I think the feeling is that he may not ever wrestle again. And it's a strong feeling in that direction. So we shall see. But he's still dealing with a lot of different things. And all the best to him. I think what's most important is, his brain and his head. Wrestling is wrestling. But my guess is he's probably done, even though it has not been made official. But we'll wait and see. Also he was asked about several wrestlers. He was asked about Andrade, and basically he didn't say anything. So, Andrade, of course, left WWE. The word was that he was fired, and the idea was, well, we don't care. He can go wherever he wants. Just get him out of here. So he ends up debuting on AEW, and then the next thing you know, well, we do care. He was fired. He therefore has a 1-year no-compete. And so at this point, well, he's got a 1 year, which by the way is a 1-year no-compete in the U.S., so he could still work in Mexico. He could work in Japan. He had some dates actually in Mexico, one of which he apparently walked out of. I don't know what happened there. But he's not in AEW right now, so if they want to fight it, I presume that they could. I don't know if they're going to, but he didn't really have much he could say about that. Jericho, he didn't have much to say about as well. He said he hoped to have him back in AEW, and he talked about dates, kind of suggested that the reason he wasn't there was because he didn't have enough dates left or whatever. But my guess here is he's probably not coming back. I don't know that for sure, but I know certainly that is kind of the belief.
The general belief, yes.
And then Britt Baker, he's just said, I'm still looking for the right time with Britt. We would love to have her back in AEW. She is going to be back, I really believe, in AEW, and I hope soon. It has to be the right situation for her and everyone involved. Another very vague response. And she has not had a match since November of 2024. It's been a year. Back in a moment with more Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Granny, how are you feeling?
I'm good. Set up an exercise program.
What kind of exercises are you doing?
Well, for one thing, just sit and
I got that one
me?
down.
kick my
Sounds like
feet.
my exercise program.
Your exercise is just sitting.
Who was the most inspiring person you have ever met?
Granny of late.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing better.
I'll have to say myself.
Okay.
What's the best part about having a massive heart attack?
Not dying, I guess.
There you go. Good answer.
Jeez, what a question.
Which vegetable would you send to outer space for aliens to try?
Broccoli.
How
was
do you
a
have that so quickly?
ridiculously fast answer.
You've
That's
thought
it.
about this before.
It was at WrestleMania, the one in Phoenix. I can't remember which one.
I gotta go. I have to sneeze. Bye.
Okay, bye, Granny. Granny laid on the guilt trip to end all guilt trips. Sorry, I wrote. Forgot we going 30 minutes late. And then you began. Gee, thanks. 30 minutes late. Was not told. Aggravating. I guess my time doesn't mean anything. Jeez.
Wow.
Golly. You happy, Granny? You made me so angry. You're over there snickering, laughing at what you've done. God.
Good.
You're going to have a heart attack
Anything
like
else?
Granny.
Yeah.
Goody.
Goody goody, she says. The news of you having a
What
Cardiac
medication
arrest.
did they give you? To make the heart blacker? You enjoying yourself quietly giggling over there? All right, Granny. What have you got today?
Nothing.
All right, we'll see you later.
You better have something after all that.
Liv Morgan versus Ray Ripley. Just recently.
that's the date.
You told me that you watched CM Punk and Drew and didn't watch any more of the show, but this was on the show.
I know. I watched this one. Because I wanted to see what happened with Dominic. In which Midwestern city did rapper Eminem grow up?
Detroit.
Eminem?
8 Mile.
Okay, we had a new segment. Granny reads rapper names. That's
Eminem.
I am an M.
Eminem.
Eminem.
Yep.
Eminem.
Ryan Adams covered an entire Taylor Swift album. What is the name of that album?
Ryan Adams.
1989.
Yeah.
That's the right answer, dum-dum.
Excuse me.
Okay, now I'll quit picking on Brian and go away.
Thanks, Granny. Couple of quick notes here. First off, Tom won't be here the rest of the week because flying out for MLW, which, by the way, we just got an article here from the Post and Courier. Major League Wrestling is moving its company headquarters to Charleston, South Carolina. Not just hosting Major League Wrestling anymore, it is home. Thrilled to announce, Court Bauer said, MLW is moving its league headquarters to Charleston, North Carolina. So they're going to be setting up an office there. It's going to be run out of Charleston. They were originally in Westchester, New York. And they've got a show, which I believe Tom is doing commentary on, tomorrow, Thursday, at Charleston Music Hall, 37 John Street. There's a whole bunch of matches, including Killer Cross and Matt Riddle in a pit fight. Good Brothers versus Dijak and Bishop Dyer. Mystico and Volador Jr. in the Opera Cup finals. Scarlett Bordeaux and Isla Dawn. Shotzi Blackheart and Priscilla Kelly. Brock Anderson with Arn Anderson versus Mads Kruger for the MLW World Heavyweight title. And plenty more. So if you'd like to go, MLWGo.com is the website address. Tickets start at $15. Actor and comedian Danny McBride is also going to be at the show. So check it out. MLW moving to Charleston, the home of Southern Wrestling.
And you can take your whole family for ticket prices like that.
That's right. That's right. This is not WWE ticket prices. You don't have to pay $37,500 for front row at this MLW show. Now, if you have $37,500, I mean, I got some stuff. By the way, it is Wednesday, and normally on Wednesday, After Dark Radio is 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern here on Sports Byline USA. But today, the plan is for the show to air at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. The show is being moved up an hour. It is going to air immediately after Wrestling Observer Live, and it is being moved up because we got a very special guest. Raven Scott Levy is going to be on the show. And we are not going to be talking about wrestling, although we will plug his documentary. We're going to be talking about Bigfoot and UFOs.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, apparently he just sits around and watches Bigfoot and UFO documentaries all day. So we'll be doing that immediately following the show. However you're watching this right now, you can watch After Dark with Raven. 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, immediately following this show. Back to Tony's interview, he said, counter-programming AEW big shows has never cost his company anything. He said, I think it's done on purpose. Well, yeah, it is. I understand it. It's part of wrestling. I think we've seen a lot of it, but I think other wrestling promotions that have been the challenger wrestling brand in our lifetime have seen a lot of it. Jim Crockett Promotions, forerunner to WCW, saw a lot of this. I do think we've seen that counter-programming those things. I expect that. I think it's okay because for us, it's always worked out and we're in a great position. It has never been a thing where it costs us anything. And even when you do something like AEW All in Texas, where we do the show in the afternoon, it really worked out for us great. It was one of the best days in the history of the company. He says he doesn't take... Actually, he was asked if he took it personally. He says, it's part of the wrestling business. I don't take it personally. It's no more personal to me than it was towards Jim Crockett, or even maybe less than it was with Ted Turner. Similar amounts with Ted Turner. Definitely, I think all of us have seen that kind of counter-programming, can speak to that. And he goes on and on and on. But the point is, he says it hasn't hurt him. And, you know, we went through all of the buy rates for this year. And the two best numbers that AEW did on pay-per-view were on days and or weekends where WWE decided that they were going to bombard them with counter-programming, including, like, the Goldberg retirement match. They had that one weekend where it was like there was an NXT show and the Goldberg retirement for Saturday Night's Main Event on NBC that they did the same day as All In or Out, whichever it was. And then the other time was the ESPN debut with John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. And both of those shows were the two biggest buy rates that AEW did all year. So, in fact, it did not hurt them. If it hurt anybody, it hurt WWE. Yet I still have to hear if they ever went head-to-head. If they ever went head-to-head, you know what happened? Nothing. They would do fine. And WWE would do whatever the WWE is going to do. So, talked about the rumors surrounding Adam Copeland potentially serving as John Cena's final opponent. You know what's funny about this one?
People believed it?
Yeah. This was like one where there was never anything to it whatsoever. Nothing. And somehow fans decided this is what it's got to be. And they brought this silly idea to life. And, I mean, I don't even think we ever even really talked about it other than saying it ain't going to happen. But people, like, really believed it. And...
If you remember back in the day, 1990, there were people speculating that the Warrior could be the Black Scorpion. And he was WWF champion at the time.
There is no way that Adam Copeland was going to end up being John Cena's final opponent. He is signed to AEW. He wasn't going to go do this match. WWE never even approached AEW about the match because it was never going to happen. It was completely made up out of the blue. I don't know where this all started, but there was nothing to that story. So, also talked about Shockwave. He said he filed a trademark for Shockwave in September 2024. It was rumored to be the name of a possible new television show. He said on the Ariel show that he does not believe he's going to use that as a show name anymore. NWA, by the way, had a digital series called NWA Shockwave back in 2020. So this ended up being a trademark dispute between AEW and the NWA. And Tony said, I had a good conversation with Billy Corgan. Told him the NWA is free to use Shockwave however they want. He says, I filed a lot of different names and ideas of shows and things like that. And that was a name that I actually, at the time, did not know anybody else had used. Man, what a burial of NWA. Probably not going to do it. I had a really nice talk with Billy Corgan, who owns the NWA. I like Billy. And even before I became a wrestling promoter, I had met him. I think he's just a great artist. I like him. So I talked to him on the phone. I said, if that's a show that you might want to do again, if that's something you want to do and you did it first, you can do it. That's fine. And he said, oh, that's great. I appreciate it. So that was nice. I would have died to have been a part of that conversation.
I'd like to hear the conversation over the national title.
That's another one. Maybe Tony never knew that the NWA had a national title.
No, he talked about the lineage of
No,
it.
the current NWA.
Oh, yes.
Not the old NWA. But yeah, they've got their own national championship right now. Also talked about Miro. Of course, you know, the story was that Miro didn't want to, it didn't work for me, brother, over and over again. Didn't want to do jobs, didn't want to do this or that. And Tony said, I think he and I, at times, had different visions of things. This is such a political answer. I think he and I just, at times, had different visions of things. That's okay, because everyone is entitled to different opinions and different ideas. We just kind of drifted into some different ideas of what we should be doing, and that's okay. That resulted in him never, ever doing anything. Tony's like a really nice guy. That's actually one of his problems. When he says it's okay because everyone is entitled to different opinions and different ideas, you're the boss.
You're the booker.
You hired him. You are paying him money. You tell him what to do, and he does it. If he doesn't like it, then you fire him and you stop paying him, and then whatever. And, you know, that's another thing, by the way, with that whole, you know, everybody was all furious about the Andrade deal. You know, Andrade getting fired and then they hold him to a 1-year no-compete and how this is not fair and this and that. And the reason that is in there is because when you sign a 3-year deal, they expect you to honor the 3-year deal. And if you decide you don't want to work there anymore, then if you get yourself fired, you can show up on the other show the next day. Well, they don't want you to get yourself fired, do something stupid, attack somebody, whatever. And so the deal is, if you get yourself fired, it's a 1-year no-compete. If they fire you because they got nothing to do with you, they don't want to do anything, then that's fine. You just go do whatever. But everyone's talking about what a terrible thing this is. And, of course, it's, WWE's evil. Tony would never do that. Yeah, Tony doesn't do that. You know what? It's bit him numerous times because he can't fire Rusev because Rusev wants out to go back to the other company. So you either fire him and he gets his wish, he doesn't do anything you want to do, and then you fire him and he gets his wish and he goes to the other company, or you have to keep paying him for the duration of his deal and not use him. So that's the reason it's in there. And
now, I would also think, though, if you just book your story, you tell the dude he has to show up for work. If he no-shows, you could probably hold his pay and not have him leave, because I think you actually have to show up at work to get paid, I would think.
You can do a breach of contract, I'm sure. But anyway, it's his company, and he needs to
Get a bad cop?
Tell people what to do. Or be the bad cop. Hey, if you want to get a bad cop, that's fine as well. But like someone's got to be the bad cop. And the bad cop says, "Come to work, do the job, and shut up about it." Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Let's do this unnecessary censorship.
Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just your ass.
That was terrible. Horrible. They weren't the Heart Foundation. They weren't the British Bulldogs, okay? They're two geeks. And this celebration these guys did.
Oh.
I mean, they're like, Sean, give me brother. Yeah.
A place like that?
You two dorks. That's what you did. Why are you so excited?
Because they're awesome.
Okay. That was better than the first one.
It picked up at the end there.
Yes.
Unnecessary censorship.
He beat him. And 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 he beat him. Sweating.
Time to stop.
And he beat him.
Was this edited?
And then he beat him. And he
I don't
beat
think
him.
so.
I actually wore that shirt. It just says he beat him. He beat him. He beat him all the way down. Like,
All the way down, you say?
I dropped her off at camp, and the camp counselor just looks at me. She goes, "He beat him and beat him." I was like, gag gift.
Brian, would you for me again this week? It's too hot to do much.
That's true. It is too hot to do much.
I guess I just better do it because it came up for me.
I'll wait.
It won't come up again. It's pretty short, so I'll just do it. Yeah. Now I gotta find it back.
Okay.
It isn't
Dale, I'm
coming
gonna
up.
kill you. How about you just it? Okay.
Ouch.
What else have we got, Vinny? Let the granny licks her finger to turn the page. Lick that finger. There'll be
Page
an
2.
unnecessary censorship coming up. Lick that. Okay, let's see. Unnecessary censorship.
So Oro Ethan after the match and gets his ass just into the earth.
Vinny.
And Ethan is leaving, holding his all confident. And then Oro just comes back to life, and now he Ethan's ass.
Oro jumps him from behind.
Yep.
Then he his ass after cheap shotting the guy. Haha. That was interesting. That's quite unnecessary. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Brad Schwartz, the president of CW, is a big fan of the NXT women's division, he said. "I think the women of NXT are better than the men," said Schwartz. "The women's division of NXT is probably the strongest in all of WWE wrestling. They have a good women's division. I don't think
They got a big women's division, too.
They do. I don't think it's as good as like the WWE women's division. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley and Asuka and Kyrie and they got a
when
great
she comes
women's-
back.
Yeah. But anyway, he goes on and on. Does this guy watch the show? Because this show sucks. I mean,
Used to be your favorite show, dude.
yeah, you know what? That's why I get so angry about it lately. I get so angry about it. It was probably about 7 months ago where I swear to God, the show I looked forward to the most every week was NXT. That doesn't mean I didn't like AEW, I didn't like Raw, I didn't like SmackDown. But as far as like looking forward to a show, I'm excited to watch it the most. It was NXT. It has gone 180. I do not want to watch this show. Last night when the show was over, I swear to God, last night when the show was over, it's like, I'm done as a fan. Like, if this wasn't my job, I wouldn't be watching this show anymore. No, because you know what it was? And it's funny because I knew what was going to happen. I told you all last week when they announced that Leon Slater and Javon versus the Dark State match. I told you, you guys know they got the better of these guys. They're losing. Like, of course they are.
At least they didn't pin your boy.
Brother, like, here's the thing. I don't like watching anything that is run incompetently. And that's how I feel about this promotion right now. I feel like they're completely incompetent. I feel like I'm watching 2014 WWE, where all anybody wants is to see Bryan Danielson at the top, and they do everything in their power to not put him on top. That's what I feel like watching this show. Guys, it's one thing. I know I've been ranting about Javon and how they've dropped the ball on Javon for months and months and months. It's now even more infuriating because it's like everyone on the main roster sees his talent, but nobody in NXT does. Did you guys watch the Javon Gunther match on Raw? They put that guy in the main event match on John Cena's final Raw. Gunther and Javon was the headline match. It was in Madison Square Garden in front of 18,000 people. They gave Javon so much in that match. And not only that, you watch the match and the place is going wild. They're going wild for Javon. I'm like, okay, like at least somebody has figured this out. At least I'm not the only one. Well, then it's like we go to another universe the next night. It's Javon Evans and Leon Slater against Dark State for the tag team titles. Dark State. Anybody know the 4 members of Dark State? I know Saquon Sugars, because he's the only one who's any good.
The butt guy.
The butt guy. The bookworm. And then Osiris I know because he's Egyptian, and that's where he got the Osiris name, so I always remember that. But like, and you know, they're at best, they're fine. Okay? They are 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions. They were the ones that defeated the Hardys to win the NXT Tag Team titles. And they put him in the match with Leon Slater and Javon. And, of course, Leon and Javon work frickin' circles around these guys. And, you know, the beginning of the match, they're in the Madison Square Garden, the theater at Madison Square Garden. There are like 2,500 people there. It's a nice crowd. And, like, the match is all right. And then all of a sudden, you know, the babyface start hitting dives. And the fans all of a sudden realize, whoa, this is awesome. And they start, it's not the usual NXT crowd. It's a New York crowd. Well, by the time this match, there's like 2 minutes left in this match, this place is going nuts for Javon and Leon Slater. They don't care one bit about these other 2 guys. They're going crazy for these guys. And then, near the end of the match, Javon goes for like he goes to do something or whatever. He goes to break up a pin, I think. And the guy pinning Leon moves, and Javon splashes his own partner. I swear to God, watch this, everybody. You can just hear the entire crowd die. And then they toss Javon outside or whatever, and they pick up Leon for the Doomsday device. And guys, there's heat, and there's good heat, and then there's the noise this crowd made when they picked up Leon Slater for this move. You just hear the crowd go, ah! And sure enough, they hit the move, and this crowd is furious. Not in a good way. They're doing the droning boos. Boo! God! And like, you know, they cut to the backstage. You can still hear the people, like, they're just disgusted. And then, you know, they go to the main event, and it takes forever to get the crowd into the main event because, like, they're just over it. And that's just one match on this show. Then we get the main event, okay? The main event...
Can I comment on the Slater match first?
Hold on, because we're going to review the show. The main event is Tatum and JC Jane, okay? Everybody loves Tatum Paxley. They have loved her for months and months and months. Finally, they do the big PLE, and she wins the title from JC Jane. They end up signing the rematch here. Her friends turn on her, and JC Jane wins the title back. Now, granted, her friends turning on her, that's fine, whatever. It's a good heat angle. Did you have to do it 9 days later? You couldn't allow the fans to have a favorite, like win a couple of matches before you took it all away again? Every match on this show was a heel win. Every single match. Heel goes over. Heel goes over. Heel goes over. Javon, screw you. Heel goes over. Tatum, screw you. Heels go over. I was like, oh my God. Are you trying to just run off the entire audience? God, what a depressing, miserable show this was. Start with Javon. Go for it.
Well, my one defense would be, especially because I think saying incompetent is a bit markish on your part.
No.
Maybe the main roster has told Sean, we're bringing this kid up pretty soon. We're just waiting for the right time. Don't put a belt on him because you're not going to get any notice. So they're using him still while waiting for him to vanish and disappear. We are getting to Rumble time. He may be gone soon, so they don't want to belt the kid. And obviously, they may not want to belt our TNA X Division champion.
How many TNA wrestlers have won belts on NXT? How many of these people go back and forth, show to show, carrying their belts everywhere?
But they may just want Javon brought up and left alone. It's possible.
Okay.
When it's a developmental territory, you can't just book for yourself.
Brother, Tatum Paxley.
Ask Jim Cornette.
Tatum Paxley had that belt for 9 days. The Royal Rumble is in 10 weeks.
I'm not defending
positive,
Tatum. I'm defending potentially not pushing Javon.
Positive that Javon could win a title and lose it back before the Royal Rumble. They clearly have no issue with that. It is incompetence. I have nothing else. No other explanation for this.
So with the women, you're complaining they put a belt on her and took it off immediately, but with Javon, you're saying it's okay to put a belt on him and take it off immediately.
The butt guy is a 2-time tag team champion. I don't even know his name. All I know is he talks about butts. Javon has never won anything. Is he going to win the Iron Survivor Challenge? Actually, he probably will. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. But that, by the way, hey, listen. Corey goes, get him, Lance. Okay, fine, get me. When Javon moves up to the main roster at the Royal Rumble, fine. But he's not gonna, dude. He's not gonna. Have we not lived through this whole he's only 21 thing? I wish John Cena were booking NXT. This guy'd be the world champion by now. At least somebody sees this. Let's talk about all the heat on this show.
There was a little heel heavy.
You don't say. Chelsea Green and Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry. By the way, did I mention that not only did Leon and Javon lose, they lost clean? They didn't even lose because the other guys interfered. They lost clean in the middle of the ring because Dark State are better than Javon and Leon Slater. Chelsea Green and Ethan versus Joe Hendry and Thea Hale. AAA mixed tag team titles.
See, this was a babyface win for me, so.
Oh, yeah. Chelsea at the end prettier on Thea and got the win. Because, Thea also, it's been 4 straight years. They haven't done anything with her yet. She's also too young. She's only 22, even though she's been here since she was 18. So they beat him. Match was fine. Fan heat was great. Made it better than it was. And then we had Ava doing an announcement. So, I've mentioned that John Cena's a giant fan of NXT. John Cena will be announcing all of the competitors for the Iron Survivor Challenge. I hope he picks everybody involved. Then it won't be stupid. Tavian Heights did a promo. Attacked by Josh Briggs.
Got kicked in the face good.
Yeah. And then, you know what? I actually hated this next match more than any other match on the show. Blake Monroe and Sol Ruca for the Women's North American title. I don't even have time to talk about how bad this was. The actual wrestling, was fine. But the story is that Sol Ruca had a knee injury. She got cleared, but everyone still thinks she shouldn't come back yet, which begs the question, well, when should she come back? She got cleared. How long are we waiting here? So she comes back, And the finish is going to be she gets put in a leg hold, and Zarya is so worried because she knows she won't quit that she's going to throw in the towel, okay? Now, when I tell you all that story, you go, Bryan, that's great. What's wrong with that story? It plays up the Sol Ruca, Zarya, the issues they're having and all. Guys, watch the match. Sol Ruca took 95% of this match. She ran wild. She got cut off. I thought it was heat, but then she just kept going, ran wild some more. They go to the break and they come back, and I thought Blake had heat, but Zarya or Sol keeps running wild. She did the same move that she allegedly injured her knee on. She does a moonsault off the post to the floor. Doesn't sell
Off
it.
of 1 foot, no less.
Yep. She's doing the entire match on 2 legs, not selling her leg at all.
Not true.
Dude, she grabbed
She did a nip up and landed on 1 foot.
Yeah, and then ran wild on 2 feet.
And when she did the moonsault, she took off of 1 foot.
Brother, she does this entire thing like her leg is no big deal. And finally, she eats 1 chop block, and she gets put in this hold, and Zarya throws in the towel. I'm like, oh my God, there's a way to tell this story. Have her get chop blocked at the beginning of the match. Have her fight on 1 leg, but get beaten and beaten and beaten, but not give up. Like, tell the story where she's not going to quit. We see it from the opening bell. She's hurting. She's being beaten on, but she won't give up.
You're missing the point.
God.
The whole point is they want you to think that Zarya was in the wrong for submitting for her.
But that's not even what they did then. Because at the end, she's in that hold for like 30 seconds, and Zarya's like, should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Should I not? And then finally she I'm like, dude, if that's the story you're going to tell, get the towel and throw it in. Or
Well, they're
throw
going to
it in
have
when
plausible deniability. They're not doing the turn in a week.
I hated this. God.
Of course you did. You
Why
hate
is
everything.
this so hard? Hated it.
Did lack crowd heat.
Gee, I wonder why. Because the injured girl isn't selling at all. She just beat her up the entire match.
My big issue, because I've been to doctors as an athlete, doctors are always overly cautious with clearing you.
Well, this doctor cleared her, and then everyone else is like, oh, I don't think you should wrestle. I know the doctor said you could, but I think differently. Oh, you been on Wikipedia? Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Well, we reviewed SmackDown yesterday, Tom, and you don't even get SmackDown. You're very, just, you know how you are.
Fine. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever.
That's your impression of me?
Yeah, that's my impression of you.
Wow.
So what are we, at least, I hope you at least watch a SmackDown main event.
I watched the entire show. of
Okay, because there's a
SmackDown.
lot of people that still like your review, Tom.
I went on the board, and I saw like 2 people.
Yeah, do you go on, you go on Twitter?
Yeah, I do go on Twitter,
You read my
actually.
emails?
I do go on
The
Twitter.
text messages? I mean,
Do you go on Twitter? Because if you do,
unfortunately, yes.
you would have seen one of the greatest moments in world history.
In
take
world
place.
history, really.
World history. Frank Tate walked away the victor of the fight, but he walked away an even bigger winner when it comes to life. This man completed what I would say is the best high five, the best dap up in the history of the galaxy. This man had his dog. His dog. And when I say dog,
Barely a dog.
I mean D-O-G and D-A-W-G. This was a dog, baby. The dog was so proud. You can see just the elation in that dog's face. He threw that paw up. He let it hang for a few moments, and then he brought it down for the dap.
Tom's not even doing this justice. Everyone has seen a dog,
Listen.
like you put your hand out and the dog like puts his paw up to shake hands. This freaking dog goes, ah, hapa! Like, what? That was more than a high five. I don't even know what you would even term that. He dunked. He dunked that man.
30 million views on this clip. And that is about 1/10 of what it should have. So if you haven't seen it, you deserve it. Treat yourself. Go to my Twitter. Watch Frank Tate high-five his dog.
No, he did not high-five his dog.
The dog high-fived
His dog high-fived him. Yes. He just wanted like a, just boom. And this dog was like, no way, brother. You knock that man out. I'm going to give you a big-time dunking high-five from way up high. You go high-five, up high, down low, too slow. This was an up high. Guy should have pulled his hand away.
It's the best thing you've ever seen.
Man, too slow, Joe. Yeah, it was pretty good. Not going to lie. I liked it. I ran Lance off. He's gone. He could take no more of my being right. I don't have anything else to say about the show. I'll talk about it tonight or Thursday night with Vinny. When I don't have to worry about the FCC. I'll put the F in FCC this coming Thursday on the Bryan and Vinny show. By the way, as this show ends, another show is about to begin immediately. Not in an hour. Immediately after this show. We will be joined by Raven for a special 1 hour early edition of After Dark Radio. We're going to be talking Bigfoot, UFOs, the whole shebang. That's going to be coming up here at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. You can check it out however you're listening to the show right now. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, just keep watching. And if you are a audio subscriber, the audio will be up immediately after the show is over. That'll be After Dark Radio with Raven at a special start time here today. I will be back tomorrow with Wrestling Observer Live. And if you're a subscriber, the usual Wednesday night Wrestling Observer Radio with Dave Meltzer will not be tonight. It's actually going to be Thursday morning at about 10 a.m. And so we'll review Dynamite, talk all the news. He's still on vacation. And so we'll be doing that on Thursday morning for subscribers, and then Observer Live immediately afterwards at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And then a Bryan and Vinny show on Thursday night. So a 3-show day tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So check it out, WrestlingObserver.com, video.f4wonline.com, also f4wonline.com/Apple, f4wonline.com/Spotify. Check out all these shows. And that's it, everybody. We'll talk to you in just a couple of minutes after Dark Radio on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network. See you next time.